Hello YouTube, hello Twitch. We're going to do something a little bit different this evening. Basically, I'm going to go through some different things about how to learn tracks when you've got the memory of Goldfish, which basically my memory is not that good. So it's kind of some of the things that I would go through if I'm really wanting to learn a track, and some different ideas along those lines. Now, of course, there isn't any easy way to do this really, because at the end of the day, it all comes down to one particular thing, and that's practice, practice, and yeah, you guessed it, more practice. I know that I've said that 3 times, but it's rather kind of important. But there are some different approaches you can take, and I'm going to kind of like go over what my main approach is. And the reason I'm kind of doing this is because tomorrow we've got a new DLC releasing for Assetto Corsa Competizione, which is going to be the GT, the international championship, you know, the Intercontinental, that's it. The Intercontinental challenge for that's going to release. So it's going to be 4 new tracks, some of which I know a little, some of which I don't know at all. One in particular I don't know at all. I have never been on, so I will be like, and it's so I can kind of go over the approach that I can possibly take on learning a new track and possibly give some different ideas. Now, first of all, it kind of depends on what you're looking for here, because I mean, as a sim racer, you could be into some different things. You could be into just racing for the fun of it, against yourself, against AI. You could be into more a competitive side of it. You could be into getting the fastest lap possible in the world. But it all starts with one kind of generic place, and that is track familiarity. So I'm going to go to a track that I know a little bit of, and I'm going to kind of like approach it as though I don't know anything about it. So one of the tracks that is coming out tomorrow for Assetto Corsa Competizione is Laguna Seca, which will have the whole new look of Laguna Seca, including how it should be set up and the different boards, any track changes. Should look very, very good. Of course, there may be some other car stuff and liveries there, and will be slightly different to what we have here, but I'm going to go over it anyway. So first off is track familiarity. Now, that doesn't have to mean knowing everything about the track first of all. I want to get a general shape first of all. So you always start of knowing where you are, so that any time I don't have to rely on a map to know where I am. I can just look around and go, I know where I am, I know what's coming next, and I have a rough idea of where I need to position myself, because in the long term I want to look at things like, where's my braking zones, where's my acceleration, where do I need to place myself to get the best line, and then all the other stuff about racecraft of how I can take a corner from different positions depending on what's happening on a track, or how I'm doing that. Because I like racing the AI and stuff like that, because I haven't really had the time to go full online. I do go online now and again, but it's a case of going, okay, we'll come into it, different things. Right. Anyhow, I've got a little bit here set up in the background. So we've got Laguna Seca. set up here in the background. Oh, I need to change something over. I need that one. Okay. So, we're going to take a little bit of a look around the track first of all. Like I say, I'm going to approach this as though I've never been around this track before. And I like to actually get a reasonable look of a track to actually be able to see it as best as I can. And this is where virtual reality really comes in very handy for learning a track because I can look around. And to maximize that, I want to have a car that actually allows me to just feel a little bit more unrestricted. So I've actually gone for a Shelby Cobra here just so that I can get a look of the track. I've also just got a quick thing here where I've set it up with a hot lap. There's a ghost car on there that doesn't really matter much. And we've got like optimal track conditions. Through most of the beginning parts of this, I would kind of advise you to try and take the same weather, which I would say clear weather with some optimal track conditions is going to be best for you to kind of learn the track before you go and throw everything else into the mix. Let's just start this up. Yep. Need to wait here for this to go in because I'm using Content Manager as a launcher. So, yeah. Right. So here's my lovely Shelby Cobra, which is a monster. Normally, I wouldn't advise using a car like this for absolute familiarization. Just something more open-topped, probably a little bit more controllable. But I felt like a little bit of old-school fun with this. No, but I do actually have a fan that is actually blowing on me at the moment, so I will be feeling the wind in my hair in the Shelby Cobra, though not as much as you would in real life. Right, so track familiarization. We're just going to kind of like go over a bit of track familiarization and get used to Laguna Seca, like I say. I used to have longer hair, Bumblebee. I used to actually have shoulder length hair when I was much, much, much younger. That was many years ago. Right. So let's put this in gear and hear the roar of that engine. All Shelby Cobras. And it's got a lot of torque. So I'm really not going to push anything on this car at the minute. I'm just going to get a feel for where the track is and how it goes. I've got a map up here. Normally I won't have that map up. I kind of like will shoo that away. You can see a ghost sort of like going away. You can't hear yourself. You won't be able to hear yourself. Or you can't hear the car. So I'm literally kind of like just pootling along. Yeah, okay. Just a second. I wasn't sure if that was going to be working nicely as that. We're not worried about times here. We've got plenty of time to go through with this. You know, don't hurry yourself. I'm going to click restart session there. And I need this. And we will... Nope. Yeah, I think it's always a good idea to help you get familiar. So hopefully, let's just that's raised that a bit. Okay. Can you hear the roar of that a bit more now? Okay. How about now? Yeah, hopefully it doesn't go over my voice too much. Sorry, it does that with the things. Okay, so yes, it is. That's cool. I always find all caps as one of those things that I'm not the fondest of. Try cut title case instead. It's easier to read. Right, so track familiarization. So I'm going to pootle around, and it's a little bit difficult. I hope you like the stripy socks, by the way. We're going stripy socks today. In a Cobra, driving a Cobra and striking socks. Okay, so track familiarization, we're going to kind of orientate ourselves. So this is our main straightaway. This is where we start our lap. So I need to go, where's my start point, my end point? Here's the start point of my familiarization. I could be anywhere across here at the start. I figured you would have some black and yellow stripy ones. Right, so straight away we can see where the tarmac is kind of mostly marked. And we can see we've got some boards in here. And it's kind of like a tight double turn that's happening off to the left. And what I kind of like to try and do with the track familiarization is just literally get an idea of how we're going to swoop around. You may have heard the saying that, how does it go? Smooth is fast, basically. Slow and smooth is fast. It doesn't kind of make sense until you really get around a track. So, come out to corner, we've got boards again. We're going to be going off to a left. We can see that's going to be across. It's kind of an odd corner that is very misshaped. So it's a different thing. Then we've got a bridgeway. Again, we've got a left. So we're going left, in, out, to the right. And it's leading off and to the left here, up the hill. Now, this is one of the great things about VR, is up the hill, it's fantastic. Now, we've got a blind hill here. Keep it nice and thing. And then this bit in VR is really impressive because that drop is immense. It doesn't look like it on a flat screen, but my God, in real life, that thing is going to be scary. So again, we've got a left-hander, mostly left-handers this track. And then we're going to swoop across to the left, into the right, try and get the medium line, coming down here for this last corner, which is a very tight left, in, and then kind of nice easy out. So we're going to take that, we're going to speed it up a little bit, try and get a recognize where our line is going to be. We're not going to push this car too much. Normally I would reckon that you want to take a car that's manageable, or one that you're highly familiar with, and not some beastie throaty V8 like this little old monster that is, frankly speaking, a lot of work. But we're going to try and basically get a flow. So we were looking to go and say, okay, I was going from left through to the right, moving up across, and try and get a figure out what are you going to do without coming off the track, and just keep it nice and, you know, gentle. So we know our next corner is a left corner. Then we're up a hill, we're across the left, we've got a blind turning here until we've got a left just past here, so whoa, and we notice that's going to be punishing straight away. So that's one to watch out for on our entrance, because we got our entrance wrong. And that's just going through nice and smooth. And again, this car, that's not so great. So we're going to, again, just pull that around, get an idea for the shape of the track, the flow of where you're going to move from right to left to right. So we're going to move a little bit to the right, going to come across to the left, and it's almost straight line, braking in, turning in, and then hold it, and then we can go back on the thing out to the right. So it's like outwards, and then we're going to come left, across to the right, and it's going to come across. I'm just going to straighten out. So it's like trying to get this more smoothness of turn, so that we've got an idea of where we're going to be. I always want to kind of place myself to the outside of the track there. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Bam. I've got damage turned off because I don't want to worry about it, because I'm just learning this track and this car, by the way. I haven't driven this car in Assetto Corsa before. So it's kind of like, once I get a bit more of a feel for it, we tried to sort of like pick it up a little bit more. See where the lines can take us, try and find out if we can push things a little. Oh, this car is This car is amazing. Such a handful. You gotta love these classics. Oh, oh. Right, let's get this online. Straighten up. There we go. Right, amazing. Love it. So, there we go. So that's kind of where we're gonna go from. Yeah. So that's kind of how we're gonna get used to like some of the sites and going, there's our bridge, we're gonna come across. Yeah, I know, it's an expensive classic. It's a case of now getting where we are looking at there, just to know where my corner's gonna be, where I need to be placing. So I know this is my right-hander leading into another right-hander. Got a slight go over to the right, and then we're gonna come into a left-hander, followed by another sharp left-hander that follows a bridge as well. And that's gonna lead all uphill to a blind spot. We're going to come across to the right on the blind spot. We've got to brake in before we go over that blind spot. So this is the first left-hander. We're going up the hill. We're going to brake in before we come to here. So I want to brake somewhere around there probably, to get my speed shaved down so that I can come in close on the left and then come through. Now this one's going to be tricky. I would actually say normally in a race, depending on the car, you're either going to modulate on the accelerator, or you're going to have to place a little bit of brake in there. Depends on the the car and where you feel comfortable with the car. That's going to be quite hard braking, as you can see. Wow, the drift on that thing. Right, this is where we're going to change it a little. Let's stop that there. Okay. Now, this car is not any good for me for what I want to do, because I'm going to be racing some... Oh, God. Have I pressed the wrong button? Yes, I have. Okay. So this car is no good for me for what I want to do, because what I'm looking at doing is GT3 racing. So I need to pick a GT3 car as well and get used to the track in that form, get looking to where, my braking zones, my acceleration zones, trying to pick out where to stop and start a bit. Now, there's a couple of ways you can do this. You can do the hot lap method, which is like this, which we're just going to go over and try that out. We're just going to try doing some hot laps first of all, and I'll show you what I mean. Not that, I want monitor 1. Okay, so we're going to change our car and go to something that's a bit more manageable. So I want a GT3 car for a start. I know you can't see what I'm seeing here. I want race rally. What we got? We got GT. What's going to be manageable? Ferrari 488 GT3. There we go. That's going to be nice. Have we got... I don't think we will have in line with that. Is that... No, that's not it. We don't have the livery for what I would want here because we're doing that, but we're going to go with that. That's fine. No, we're not. We're going to use a nice yellow, no, red. Ooh, that looks kind of nice, but British Racing Green. Very bad for a Ferrari, I know, but hey, actually that looks good. That looks pretty good. Sorry you can't see these. I know you can't see these, but no, it has to be that. Okay, so we're going to go with this Ferrari 488 GT3 because it's basically the Ferraris are quite a manageable car. They're not overly bad, things like that. So we're going to try that. Go. Everything else is the same. The track is the same. Hot lap setup, all of that. We've just changed to a car which is more in line with where my end goals are going to be, which is going to be in Assetto Corsa Competizione, where, of course, all the cars are GT3s. So, yeah, we're going to go for one there. And like I say, it's a manageable car, so I don't want that to happen on there. Excuse me. Oh, right. So, moving on. This is the hot lap bit. I'm just going to take a little bit of a look around. Now, I could do this like full on and just continually go around this track trying to beat my own best lap time, and that's perfectly fine if that's what you want to do. I'm just going to use it as an example, and then we're going to move on to doing this slightly differently, because at the end of the day I like racing against maybe some AI or online. And that's kind of a different style, because what this is going to do is allow me to try and fine tune my race line, find where I can get something out of the track. And what I ideally want to do is find a race line, find the gearing points, the brake points, all the different things like that, to where I feel somewhat comfortable. Build my familiarization up a little bit more, and then we're going to put some AI onto the track. We're going to build a broader range of stuff here. Now that, you know, that slow and smooth is fast thing also applies. I want to stay on track with a lot of this. I want to try and keep myself on the track, because at the end of the day, you could set the highest hot lap you could ever set. But if you don't finish a race, you can't win a race. And to finish a race, you need to stay on the track. So, hence, controllable car that you're somewhat familiar with on an unfamiliar track. Hope that makes sense. And then we're just going to expand our knowledge of the track and try to make sure that we get nice and familiar with it. Right, let's move forwards. Tires are going to be cold, so we want to take a couple of nice, easy laps first. Nothing ostentatious, basically. Want to reduce any point where it's doing that ridiculous tire squelching business. That's a little rough, so there's a point to watch out for. There's a bollard there on that corner to watch out for as well, so want to watch out for that one. Turning point is kind of there. Coming across to the left, watch out for a blind corner on the brakes nice and early so that we can turn into this ridiculous thing here. We want to make sure that we're always in our side of our track limits. We're just going to slowly build this up. So I want to be in second mainly for that. Down to third, in braking, nice and tight in here, and accelerate away. And we would build up a little bit as we go along, hopefully. Again, pretty easy. Treat both those there as one turn, coming across, off a little bit, too far, so we've got to go down to second for that. Lesson learned. We're braking by that second point here. We're up on the gas again, trying to figure out where we can get away with a bit of stuff here. Carry a bit of speed across from the third there. See where we can push it, where we can't. So we can keep third in there on the brake because that's a tight turn. Don't want to push that accelerator, so we messed up there on the gas too early. Again, ideal line is coming across. Braking's probably at that 3. Down into second, just feather it slightly around, maybe push that end out. There we go. Second. Ooh, almost lost it there. I reckon third for this one. Yeah, easy. Probably get faster through there, but just generally build it up a little faster each time. I don't know if we cut the corner there or not. So you want to keep it really under control there. A lot of patience on that last corner. So we've got a new personal best. Brake in third, fourth down, off there. We need to be off the brake a little bit earlier there. That's a bit better. In. Carried a bit more speed. There's a lot more speed to take that. I think we could go out further there. See if we can make that third. Yeah, you got to be really careful with that corner, I think. But I think you can brake later on that. You can definitely do something with that. I was catching it there. That's where I was talking to myself. We can definitely be quite aggressive with that. Oh, that is a tricky corner, so we want to watch out where we're getting on the gas and not lose that corner there. So that's a potential warning for myself around the positioning of where I am there, because that really did make the back end a little bit too loose. So you can kind of do this a few times, and that's one way to kind of just get a little bit more familiarity with where your racing line overall is going to be, where you can get some braking zones happening, where you can get your turn-ins, where you're going to try and push the accelerator a little, where the track might be a little bit more slippery, where you're going to find yourself in danger more without the danger of some of the other cars. But speaking of other cars, I think it's time to move on to this other bit of a method. Now, up to this point, we've been solo. We've only been concentrated on the track familiarity and a bit of general overall shape of the track and general knowledge of the track. So we can change it up, because that's not going to be as ideal for me for what I want. I want to be able to race on this thing. So we're going to finish this lap, and then we're going to bug out. I'm going to change the mode around a little bit. So there's a new ghost. Right, that's cool. So yeah, I've now got a general shape and familiarity with what's going on with the track overall. Just you know, the gentle sort of like thing of whereabouts the track is, where it goes, what it does, how the rise and fall works, where I can look for a turn-in point. But mainly, I'm kind of getting a general idea of where the main racing line is, where the break points are and stuff like that. Now, that's one way I can do it. Like I said, get my general familiarity up first, get some marker points, then try and apply that with the car in terms of where I'm going to brake. You know, so how can I put it? General familiarity first. Find a line, a general swooping line that's just going to be nice and smooth for you to go from left to right to left through however the corners go, whether you have to be out onto the outside, inside, outside, how you make that work. Then it's sort of like adding that little bit of speed, the braking, the acceleration, get a feel for that. Now the next bit, you could actually skip those first two and go straight into this next bit if you're more confident as a driver. Then you could go into this next bit, and it's going to teach you some other stuff. So what we're going to actually do is we're going to set up a bit of a we're going to set up a little bit of a kind of a race type of thing, and it's going to again have the same weather conditions, same day, you know, time of day, so that we've got that all the same there. We're also going to set up a range of our opponent's strength, so that it's like not very taxing. We want to have sort of like a number of opponents. So let's set up a number of opponents. I'm going to say 20. And my starting position is going to be in the middle. So I'm going to be 10th. I want all the other cars are going to be the same. So all the cars have got the same ability, basically. So they're not going to end up overperforming next to me or underperforming next to me. I've got a stock setup of car. If you've got a car setup that you're more comfortable with, again, do that. I've not got a high aggressiveness here, but I'm using the opponent's strength of like 85. And we'll see how that does. And the idea is that I can try and follow these cars around here, find out some of the differences in lines, some of the different braking points that the AI is going to use a little bit, and all of that business. But there's a couple of provisos to that, and we're going to go over that as we come into it. But it's something where we can kind of like pull that up a bit. The other thing we need to look at is I've got pro no damage. Where's the time? We're just going to whack the time of this up for how many laps? Best lap, race duration. I'm just going to put that up to say 10 laps. We're looking at 130s at the moment. Let's go about 13 minutes. Let's make it 12. You want like 10, 15 minutes stints at most. Let's say about 12 laps is probably a good area. And I only want to do it in like 10, 15 minute stints and kind of work up from there, or work out from there how I'm doing. If I'm doing terrible, I can always restart. I can always pull the opponent's strength down a bit or adjust it up a bit. But basically, I kind of want to gradually creep my opponent's strength up so that I'm always getting better, so that my lap times will get better. I'll find more places on the track where I can do things like overtaking, more braking points, more lines through the corners, what I can get away with from braking, acceleration points where I can maybe work things a little bit more. All of those types of things is what I'm actually looking for here straight away, as well as getting that overall extra level of track familiarization. Because of course that is what is most important in this. Okay, let's start this off, shall we? Okay, so we've got a load of cars on the track there. See all those Ferraris lined up behind me, all of the ones in front of me. We're on our main starting grid. We don't want to jump the lights, we just want to keep it nice and easy. The first couple of goes around as well, you've got to be aware that although we've got ideal race conditions, the tyres are going to be cold. Not just our tyres, the AI's tyres are going to be cold. They may act a little bit erratic for the first couple of laps. until they get seated in a bit more. So the first couple of laps isn't going to be a thing. Don't try too hard. All we want to kind of do is have the cars in front of us kind of lead the way a little, creep up on them, keep the cars behind us at bay a bit, and survive. We're not going to be pushing hard for position here. That's not what I'm after too much. I do want to get to the point where I'm progressing a bit. If I find it easy to overtake cars too much, then that means I can push the AI up and we start again until we get to a point where we're comfortable. At whatever point when we're really comfortable, and hopefully by then our track knowledge has really skyrocketed a lot, we can then go maybe onto the online and we're ready to race against some different people. Or in my case, we're ready to relearn the track tomorrow in Assetto Corsa Competizione, because learning one track in one sim with one car doesn't mean that you're going to know it exactly in another sim. It does mean that you'll have some of the bases down so that you can get familiar quickly. So the first stages that I've already done there, you can kind of generally cut those out and come more into this point where you've got a familiar car, you've got your AI set up, and you just go around, check that out, and try to see where you can do and just pull the AI up gradually and see how the rest of the track feels in the other simulator. Because this track in, say, Gran Turismo Sport feels a lot different to what it feels like here in Assetto Corsa. Assetto Corsa is a different ball game, as is Assetto Corsa Competizione to this. So GT Sport, a little bit more arcadey, sometimes safer on that, has a lot more leeway on skidding a bit here and there, has your basics down, but some of the cornering can be a little bit more different. Coming into here, it can be a bit more punishing. Assetto Corsa Competizione, I think, has a slightly more real feeling. They're simulating a few more different aspects. But let's get in here and we shall do this. Boom. We're ready. Yeah, that first corner. AI is always generally going to be nice and cautious to start with. See them even weaving a bit to get a bit of the temperature into the tyres there. So they're braking nice and late there. They're carrying speed a lot more. Already I'm able to creep up a bit there. I've got someone in beside me there. Get my turning point. So they've gone really wide there. Come across. I know that can be very slippy there. Brake there. Try and follow the line there. See where they're doing their brake points in there. Let's try and catch up to them a bit. Need to get faster as this happens. So you can see I'm gradually gaining a little bit on them. So that second board there is where they're going. They're turning in rather late, so they're not coming over to that left-handed curb there. They're braking just after that curb there. They got more carry-on speed than me, so we can definitely make some improvements there. Little dab of brake. They're in kind of tighter there. They're actually using the brake to get that nose to rotate a lot through there. Straight line. In on the gas. So we're already learning some lessons from the AI. I was a little bit too early on the brake and then didn't brake enough and then was going late. Can actually get a bit better on there. So they're easing off the brake a lot more there. Get that closer to them so that I can get the confidence off on where the sort of racecraft part is going to happen, because I don't want that to happen in a real race. I don't want to be punting people out in a real race, so that's something for me to kind of try and tune out. Nice and smooth here. Find this brake point a bit better. There it is. No, didn't brake enough. But I found a way to kind of keep up with them, but it's sloppy. Again, it's all adding to where I'm learning on this. I think we can try and carry a bit more speed there. The AI is being a little bit less aggressive than I can there. So there's a place where I can totally dive on the AI. We want to be careful with that corner. Oh, ho, 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 ho. So you can already see how I'm building up a slight difference in how I'm doing things here. Ooh. There you go, buddy. Oh, he's nice and kind, isn't he? Right. So, we was doing okay there. Still a few more lessons to learn, it seems. We've just got him as traffic now. So we've got somebody to practice on. I should be able to outbrake him here at this next point. Oh, ho, ho. Wow. I think if you want to learn a track, I think a couple of hours is a good way to do it, so that I know a track reasonably, so that I can go around it and not feel like a total dullard. But I have a very, very bad short-term memory. I'm totally dyslexic, so my short-term memory is dreadful. Hence the title of my video of, you know, how to learn a track when you've got the memory of a goldfish. Yeah, I've got one here at the moment, but normally I won't have it because I think the map is a distraction. Yeah, that's definitely a valid method. I try to not actually use the maps at all. I don't like them. Because, yeah. So, yeah, I mean, obviously you can use the map. Like I say, it's there at the moment. I want to actually turn that off. Yeah. Oh, a little rough. I was a little impatient there. My tires are wrecked. Right. Yeah, let's actually get rid of the map. I actually want to turn the map off, so we can see I've got the track map here. I'm going to restart the session. So we're going to restart that session. I want to can I turn that on or off there? Track grid, done. Gear setups, electronics. Drivetrain. Where is the... I can never find it in here. I don't have the option in here. I'm going to come out of there for the moment. I'm going to turn the map off. So just for anybody who's curious on Mod Manager here, which hopefully you guys can see. Can you? Yes, you can. Right, so I've got my Mod Manager here. I'm just learning a little bit more about Mod Manager because I haven't had enough chance with AC to get into it more because I'd played a number of other things I still have to go back onto GT Sport with the new tracks and make sure I keep my 100% gold for track familiarity in Gran Turismo. It's something I just do. I always like that, having the all gold with that. Yes, it is very good. Definitely like it, but it's got so much here. I mean, it's huge. But we're going to go to my settings, and we've got apps down here, and you can see what we've got kind of here. Yeah, not almost too much. I think it's got everything that could ever be done in the game is right here in the mod manager, and then it can have all of the extra mods that you can put in here. So content manager, extra mods. You can see here I've got the custom shaders patch as well. So we can do tons of different things here. Extensions, yeah. So there's all of these different things that we can add. Yeah. So all of these different things we can do. And some of these I really do want to add in, and there's like night and day cycles as well that you can get, and that's just like really beautiful. But you've also got parts there. We're going to go Assetto Corsa. Right, anyhow, we want to remove some different things from here. So I've got... Where is it? AC Essentials, there's the map. So I'm going bye-bye to my map. I'm keeping my AC Essentials. It's got positions. Yeah. I don't know which all of those. That first one I'm saying is that first bit in there. Second desktop, I don't know where that's going to be. Like, you can switch the desktops obviously in there, lock them, tell it what it's going to be visible like. So I can just go, right, here's one layout, here's another layout, here's another layout. So I think I can literally go, there's one layout, there's a second layout, there's a third layout, there's a fourth layout. So I can choose what I want my HUDs to be like. I can add elements on here for you, scale them, set the scale, and all sorts of other things like that. So it's like, wow, crazy stuff. But for now, I've turned off the map because for me, that is a distraction. Right, out of the settings, we're going to go to my drive. And I'm going to go to single. I just want to keep that same type of setup thing going. As getting rid of my maps. We're going to go again. Right. So remember, I've got the AI set to about 85. I wasn't able to overly push the AI. I wasn't able to underly push them. I was keeping up reasonably well. That's not a good position. I really should set up a remap button for in here. I don't think I have, but I can do. There we go. Nicely set up. Right. Yep. So we're going to start this off again. Oh. We're going to keep it somewhat calm again. First lap, we haven't got warm tyres here, so we've got to be somewhat careful. Right, we forced him off. That was not good. That was not a good line to take. We can't do that in a real race. If we did that in a real race, then we'd force somebody off. So, I want to be careful about that. I'll have to read that back in a moment. I didn't understand what the chatbot said there from you, Bumble. Oh ho ho! So there's a line where I needed to defend. Yeah, I was a naughty boy. You were quite right. He's not the race messiah. He is a very naughty boy. Pushing the car a little bit there, because skidding around the corner a little bit there. Still down to third. I thought we could keep carrying off keeping it there, but obviously not. See where we can push these zones in or out a bit more. We want to constantly gain on the delta that we've got here. Careful, that back end will go out there easily. Avoid hitting that extra red road bump there, because it's not actually that nice. I'm braking too early there. Feels a little bit too safe. Could have carried more speed there, so I was on the brakes a little bit too early. There we go. Right, too deep into that. That was too late on the brakes. Did make it through without any major problems. So it's something where I can adjust that. Oh, I could do better in turning in there. want to find where some of these inside and outside lines are. Oh, 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 oh. That was a bit of drama. That wasn't good. Oh, what was that? That was weird. That was weird. That was weird. Okay. We got rubbish tyres now, so we're right at the back. Big mistake on my part. We have to try and avoid that happening. And again, we're gonna slip off. I've wrecked the tyres. I've truly wrecked the tyres. But that's okay. We can start again from the beginning of the pack there. I've also got two of my apps kind of on top of each other there. So we want to let's tell it back to the pits for a moment. Restart session. There we go. So our braking point, they broke early because obviously tyres, we slid through the middle there, we're already up a position. I'll have to read that back in a minute. So we're already up into 8th place from 10th, so we're doing reasonable. Trying to make that manageable so that we're not being dangerous as well, especially when it comes to... That's a small bump. That would have been a penalty. Nose has got 2 turned around there. Get the dirt off these tyres. I've not got this braking point right. I can get more out of that. I'm not sure where I need to be braking there. 2. I think the 2 board is too far away for that one, whereas about right for this one. Can push my luck a little bit there. The other thing when you're actually racing is the other thing to get is maybe your a spotter, So there is another program, of course, we can use to help us with that. So if you're in a real race, sometimes you're not going to see somebody come up alongside you. ACC has one built in as well. I don't think it's quite as good as some of the others, so just past that too. So we can be a bit more aggressive with some of this gearing. Whoa! Right, lesson learned. Do not go down into first gear on the corkscrew. So corkscrew, there's a lesson learned. If I go down into first gear, I'm done for. Keep it in second otherwise, or really keep an eye on what you're doing with the throttle. Because basically where I touched that throttle, that was me a goner. Right. Back runners, I should be able to take them reasonably. Ooh, he hit me. Wow. Really threw me off there. The lower panel thing. Oh, you mean you wish you could get rid of this lower panel? I'll show you that actually. Let's have a look. So if I resume, we're not worried about the race. We can deal with that. So you're talking about this panel here. So this is a part of the essentials panel, I think. Or is that just a placement panel? Definitely there. That's the essentials one. You can make them bigger or smaller. But yeah, I don't think we can make this one move. That was the essentials. This is the placement one. I don't think I can move that. I'm sure you probably can. There's probably a mod for it to remove it. But yeah. Oh, that's the way you do that. So, in game, do that. Here we go. Right, let's see. Well, these are all that we've got here. So I've got audio, chat, management, electronics, force controller, help. Lap times. We got real-time data and stuff. That's really cool. Render stats, which yeah, basically it's around the same thing here. The 70. No, it says 71.8. It's really going to be 72, which is the max of the headset. And we can do some things like tires. Where's that? That's up there. That's pretty cool to have. Though tires, of course, we've got some stuff about tires actually on our display there. I think that's the lights. That's the flashy lights. Anyhow, so yeah, we've got a couple of things there, but essentials. Where was that? Where's the delta? Here we go. Performance delta. So the performance delta is probably helpful for you here as well. If you're looking to perform better constantly, then one that you might want to look at is actually that performance delta. So that's going to tell you when you're doing better or worse. But that's for the general parts of it, right? But we've moved our essentials thing out of the way there. I've got the performance delta up the top left there to help us out a bit. There's some more stuff up here as well, I think. G meter. You can condense these down. Here we go. Other stuff here. But we'll leave that be for now. Right, okay. Stuff for another day. Discovering... Oh, wrong button. Ah, I'm in the car. Wow, now there's no steering wheel. Ooh, back here. Right, that's better. I want the... Where's it gone? So we're going to restart the session again, and it's literally again rinse and repeat. I can't really stress enough just how much rinse and repeat is going to get you there in the end. I hope the beginning section here of what I said, where I was like, if you've got a brand new track going, right, get on the track, get looking around with your eyes, see what's around you, try and build up a visual reference points for the place so that I know I'm on the straight, I've got a pit there, I've got this part here, and then work from that and go, right, I want to be, when I see this area, I want to be more to the left hand side of the track or the right hand side of the track for the next corner, so you can get that, find your lines, find your overall braking points, your acceleration points, do something like this to increase them. Just do something like that. Keep it kind of as simple for yourself as possible. Oh, and if you didn't know what I was talking about when it came to the spotter, the program to look for would be crew chief. Whoa! They were pushing me off there. position 8. First lap should be a little bit more cautious. There's a little bit of a bump just past that just past the other turn there. Yeah, I will have to put in a request for salsa. I doubt I would get it as well. I would love it if you could mod that yourself with Crew Chief. Model the audio files. You probably can. I believe the guy who makes it is supposed to be a really nice guy. Yeah, modding of the mods, the old school of fun. The how extreme is that, you know, modding the mods? Right, now I think there's a place here where we can get the braking to there. So just past that too is where they're braking. That's our point that we want to be concentrating on more. Seeing about throwing that around a little bit more. Getting a bit more of a feel for it as well, because the more you do this, the more you build up a bit of a muscle memory for where you did what. And the more that you can hopefully not have to think about some bits a little bit more. That makes sense. I should be able to gain more on them. You can push that more, definitely. Penalties for there. I was banging around there. To have a sneaky peek down the inside. Sorry, I punted. I think he could be angry with me. This corner is the one that is so tricky. I think there's a lot more that I could do from that corner. Same with this one. I think there's a way to carry a lot more speed. That's better. Can maybe keep the fourth there. Which should mean I'd need to brake earlier at the blind spot. want to see if I can get a... Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, that inside line does not work. That inside line did not work. Big lesson to learn there, was too ambitious. So now I need to catch up. Almost let that get away from me there. Yeah, you can drive a little deeper into there, but not as deep as that. That would have been damaging to the car a bit there. I was too busy looking at Delta there. The Delta was up. We have that in there as well, but having that up there as well is just a bit bigger. It's one thing to note for people as well. Sometimes, I know you may say like, the general approach is usually brake in a straight line and turn into the corner, then don't, you know, put the brakes on anywhere else. But sometimes you actually need to hold the brake a little bit longer to do that little bit of a trail brake. Oh ho 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 ho! I was cruel there, I wrecked that guy. Salsa the wreck machine. That would have been totally disqualification in a race. But it's only AI that I'm destroying while learning. But learning that I can't do that is another good thing to know. No, right off. Ah. We're not doing too bad though, we're in 7th. So I think we found a good place in terms of AI and such. Just need to improve where my brake points are a little bit more and learn from my mistakes. Wow. He says, and then immediately goes off. Gotta be careful to constantly keep your thoughts in and concentrate as well. Don't let your mind wander too much, because there is a lot that you can sort of like get into a part where you maybe over relax something. go, that's better. So you can see where I'm kind of getting a bit better in different senses there. Getting the idea of where I can push things a little bit more, where I've got to be a bit more cautious, where I can see that I've got room for improvements. That was bad. Can't get that under control. Yeah, if you mess up that corkscrew, do not put your foot on the accelerator. That is going to punish you like you will not believe. How many laps you got? 9 or 12? We want to try and get a little bit better on our deltas. Concentrate a bit. Try and keep that delta in the green there. Accelerate up the hill, that's good. Fourth, done. There's a spot. Still down to third. I thought I could carry more speed there, but I can't. But we're still green in the delta, so that's good. So our delta's still green here. We just shaved basically a second and a half off my normal time. So that's the type of progress where I want to be making there. Oh, I pushed too hard, trying to get more than I want, and I've lost it there. So that's now cost me time, and I'll be accumulating time past that because of that as a result. Because I came off there, it's going to cause me to lose a hell of a lot of time. I love how this car is so pointy. But right, that's all good. Ah, there we go. So we're going to take a look at that. So this is obviously Laguna Seca. It's a really fabulous track. I'm hoping that what I've been saying is making some sense of how I kind of approach things. I'm going to take a quick look at another track that is coming in ACC tomorrow. We got 4 tracks in total. There's only three of them that are available in Assetto Corsa here at the moment. And one more so there'll be one in Assetto Corsa Competizione that isn't here in Assetto Corsa that I have anyway. Hey, Gaming Legends, how you doing? Right, so, just so to catch you up, we've been learning tracks with my Goldfish memory. We've been learning Laguna Seca and kind of like going over the methodology. Cutting out the beginning bit, I usually sort of like, well, we'll sum it up. I normally go, okay, fresh track, never done it at all. Get familiar with it. Get a car that's just nice, comfortable, pootle around, get a sense of everything, where it is, where the corner's going to be, go left, right, find out a line through it, work out a bit more the braking zones, and then we're going to do something like this with AI where you're working it out more. Right, I'm going to change track because tomorrow there is going to be some other tracks coming up. I know. I certainly wish I could get to the point. I'm not averse to having money thrown at me. It's very kind of you for that as well. But in the meantime, I do enjoy all of your company, and I genuinely do this for enjoyment's sake, and hopefully do something that people like. And can be of use to some people there as well, because I just like it, basically. Anyhow, we're going to look at one of the tracks that's coming to Assetto Corsa Competizione tomorrow as well. So we know that Laguna Seca is coming. We've also got Bathurst coming, and we've got Suzuka is coming. And there is one more track which I have forgotten the name of. It's down in the description below, which is in South Africa. It's actually David Perel's sort of local track, and I've forgotten the name of it. It's a slightly odd name. So we're going to come to Bathurst again, ideal conditions. Middle of the track, 20 opponents, middle of the field. I'm just going to drop this down to like 10 because that's like way too many. Actually, we'll put that at 7, I think. Or maybe 5. Put it at 5. 5 laps. I've got the opponents on 85. I'm kind of comfortable around there at the moment. And we're going to press the go button. How are you doing, by the way, gaming legends? Hopefully you're having a good day. Or had a good day. I've got to keep still here because that's going to become my center point of where we are. Right, so yeah, and of course, gaming legends at the moment, the socks of today are stripy. So yeah, maybe if I hit that 1000k, we'll have some votes on what type of socks I should get. Cool, dude. That's always good. So yeah, we could maybe go, yeah, get Salsa these types of socks, and have a sponsored a sock-a-thon. Right, let's see. We're gonna start this straight from the off here. So Bathurst tomorrow with Assetto Corsa Competizione. This is Assetto Corsa. So there will be differences to the track where they have changed the track layouts, different things like that, got different feel to it. So I will be relearning these tracks in a different thing, but bearing in mind all the other stuff I said there. Yep. You know the deal. We need to get some salsa socks. We need to get some salsa Gran Turismo socks. That would be unbelievable. For the racing. I like the idea of that. Custom gaming race sim socks. The salsa socks. Right. So, I'm somewhat familiar with this track, but it's not fully familiar. It is quite a difficult track, very technical, puts a lot of people through hell. So, it's going to be fun learning this, but we're going to take it nice and easy this first lap with these AI. First turning here, this left is a very sharp turn, can be quite deceptive, so second gear on the power all the way down here, tuck in behind this guy. It's a left going to the right, so we can see the turn there. Whoa, 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 we've been... Wow, that's a wreck fest. That AI is super aggressive. Right, let's be wary of that. God, wow, turn 2 and off already. That is unbelievable. Yep. All right. We want to be careful with this. I want to get ahead of some of these. I want to be clear there. See where the brake point is. Try and lead in. It should be a third gear. There we are. Into the third. Coming across. Trying to carry up some of that. Oh, it's a bit pointed. Trying to carry speed on that is really difficult. Really? Okay. We need to take it easy. It's the first lap. No, they don't. They don't like their own car by the looks of things. Want to get in really tight with this last one. On the gas all the way. Now we've got the fast section. Now, this right-hander is good and fun. The elevation change here is massive. We need to watch out though for after this turning, because this next turn is highly deceptive. It looks like it would be an easy turn to do, but it's so easy to wreck yourself off the end of that. So we're back to the start. Remember, turn 1 is a tight second gear. We've got a long send down to here. We've got to find our brake point, which is somewhere around there. Into third, carry a bit of speed. Try and hold it this time. There we go, held it. Needed to come off there a bit. Off. And brake hard. In. On the power, need to brake for this corner a little. On the power, try and carry it through. We can go flat through this one, off a little bit here, carry that across a bit, carry a little bit more through here, off the power, and then on the brake before you get through here so you can turn across, because as soon as you go over that lip, you're in trouble. And we want to be in tight onto the corners again. On the power, power through and brake on, onto the corner, nice and tight, tight into the left. Watch out for that exit. It's so easy to spin down around there. It gets super slippy, it's super tight, it's reckless, and it's so much fun. But this is going to be an amazing track to learn with Assetto Corsa Competizione. There we go, there's the brake point. Overshoot him a little. We can outdo him a bit there. One of these, the 100 lampposts, there was our braking point. Trying to match that up. $100. So just past that 100 is a nice. Whoa, 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 whoa. He says, and he doesn't have enough there to keep it for the corner. So that was very, very enlightening. So now our brake point is kind of like this end point of the wall there. Trying to carry a bit of the speed. Ooh. I don't want to use that wall as a point really. But I did. Oh, I was on the gas too much there. Modulate it. Now we can go flat. And now we can take off a little bit. And remember to brake before you go over there. Otherwise you do this. So that is how not to take that corner. Hey guys, I'm just going backwards. You can do it too. Right. So that is how to mess up. Oof. That's how to mess up in Bathurst. It can so easily become a disaster around here. It's a fabulous looking track though. I'm hoping tomorrow as well that ACC will also get some, say, improvements in the performance. That would be a really nice bonus. Not counting on it, of course. I almost sended that right off there. I gotta remember this car's braking points. He's braking a lot earlier than I would. As evident. Again! Whoa! It's not liking any accelerator at all. I don't know what's happening there, but the back end was just straight out. Held it through there, flat. On the brakes, nice and good. Keep as much of the speed that we can rolling though. Flat, off there a bit, flat. No, not flat. This bit, brake before that hill so we can come in, brake, 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 brake. No, 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 no. That's really horrible. So, wow. So as we can see, oh, work to be done, which we should do some tomorrow. Okay, let's see. We're going to go and take a look at the other track, which is going to come to ACC as well. So that was in Australia. Mount Paramount, is it? Bathurst, which is... I can never remember the other name for it. Mount Panorama. Mount Panorama. Right. We're going to come into here. I'm going to go all the way to Japan. I'm going to go to Suzuka. There's two layouts of this, but chicane and no chicane. We're going to take the one with the chicane. I'm somewhat familiar with this track again, but of course tomorrow it will be the latest up-to-date version of this track. It will be a 2019 version of this track, whereas this is a 1988 version of this track. So it will be interesting to see how it changes, how it's developed. So that will be pretty cool. What I am probably going to do tomorrow is take yeah, I did. And the spins, wow, the spins in VR, they are unbelievable, absolutely incredible, and downright scary. Right. It's really funny that when you're in VR, the perspective also changes on the video camera feed. It does it for the mirrors there and there as well, but that's because it's obviously uses the same thing, how they program it. It's different in different games, but I do find that amusing. Right, so again, to reiterate over what we're doing here, normally with learning the track, I'm going to go, okay, for myself, because my memory is terrible, I like to kind of get about 3 phases in here. I like to go, right, solo on a track in a car that I'm okay with and is usually open. Not going to have that opportunity tomorrow with Assetto Corsa Competizione because they are all GT3 cars. So I'll be GT3 cars all the way from the beginning. Try to pick a car that is safe, where you feel comfortable with the car in general and its performance. You don't want to have to push the car out too much. You're not here to set the car up first of all when you are learning a track. You want to hopefully get a feel for what the car is like on a reasonable or safe setup for the track. Learn more of the track. As you get familiar, then you'll get used to what you want to try and do with the car and its setup and how you can push yourself find your racecraft with it, but it's generally get the overview of the track, find out where the race line kind of wanders, familiarize yourself with all of the locations around so that at any given moment you can say, right, I'm on that part of the track. Then it's a case of actually finding more of the race line for myself and going, okay, I found a break point that's good here. I'm pushing out my ideal race line a little bit more. Then I would tend to come to something like this, where I've got a good general overall familiarity with the track that I'm not going to come off all of the time, but the AI setup gives me a bit more fun, a bit more of a race element, and I can use this AI as a training ground to train me as to where I can push the brake points a little bit, find the braking zones a little bit, find and see some of the different lines that the AI is taking through a corner, see if I can match that, pull into the same speeds as them, try and match them, get up close with them, overtaking zones, build slowly on my knowledge of the track of where's good for certain race lines, for overtaking, where I'm prone to make mistakes, where I'm generally safer to get away with more. All of that good stuff. And it all happens over time. So the big thing is, of course, is practice, practice, practice. But we're going to try Suzuka here. Like I say, it's a track I've only got a vague familiarity of. So we'll say that first stage. So it's again, similar thing for this sim. I'm in a starting position of this area. If you're confident and you don't have the memory issues that I have, then you might want to go and start from this point and just go, okay, there's the AI set up at the same sort of zone, and learn through that and learn through the race and just do it that way. But that doesn't always work to some people because they find they really do want to try and race. I messed that up, didn't I? So braking, right-hander is going to go to another right-hander. Very, very technical track this. Got loads of turns, loads of braking zones. It kind of wiggles around all over the place. So that's the chicane as an optional one. It's going to come round to another from this left-hander through to the right, I believe. Then it's got another left. And then as we come through from this left-hander, we should be near to a bridge, I think. Gonna straighten up. No, it's the right-hander, then the right-hander, then we go under the bridge for the left-hander after the bridge. No, right-hander after the bridge, then a left-hander, which is like a sharp turn. I said I was only somewhat familiar with this track. So again, learning from the AI. We're not going to try and push this AI that much. We've got brake boards. Interesting thing about braking boards, they normally are on the side which you should be on. So when you see those distance markers, they quite often will be over by the side where you need them most. So in this case, it's going to be a left-hander, so those boards are on the right. I went kind of deep into that. here we are back at the main straight. Big long main straight, so it's going to be a right-hander to start with. Deceptive. Can we get a better line for here? No. We're gonna be careful. We're on the outside line, don't push it. And we're off. We want to stay in behind him again. So left-hander comes through, feeds through, long left-hander. Gaining speed through to double right, is it? So yeah, double right-hander. Quite a deep left-hander there, probably in second gear, yeah. Under a bridge, left-hander, then a very sharp right, so we need to be wary, get on that brake nice and early. That's all the way down to first gear for that. And then we're going to be picking up speed, I think. Quite a long right-hander, picking up that speed. And it should be a left-hander here. It's like a double left-hander. You can kind of treat that as one corner, I think. Of course, it helps if the AI is a little bit faster there. He was really kind of slow in that corner. Oh, that's a slippy curb. Stay off of that curb. And chicane. That chicane comes really quite quick after that corner, so I've got to really remember that one. Those types of chicanes are the types that normally catch me out. And here we are back at the start again. Need to learn where my braking zone is there. Stay off the gas or that's going to come out on me. Play the curb a little bit. Right, we're up and caught with him. Oh. I was okay until I wasn't. So we got this sharp corner after here, and I was braking at the wrong point and totally messed that up. So I think that's a point to restart it. Don't be afraid to restart this, especially when you're trying to learn a track. Definitely do the restarts. Right. So back at the beginning again, trying to take it easy, trying to just do well there. Fuji television, yay. Okay station, a little bit too much talking for my liking. They do a lot of talk shows on Fuji television, I think. A lot of Japanese television has a lot more talk shows than you'd imagine. Of course, myself, my favorite channel in Japan is Kanazawa TV, And the reason why Kanazawa TV is my favorite is because I've been on Kanazawa TV. Nah, what happened there? I'm uncertain of what happened there. I lost the feeling there, and that's gone through there. So yeah, we'll restart there. Like I said, don't be afraid to restart. If you make mistakes, try and learn from them. Try and figure out what's gone on, what's happened, and we work up and just build on it. Of course, if you get to a point where all you're doing is crashing, then you've got an issue. Take a step back, take a step away. Because there's good learning and there's bad learning. First couple of laps is going to be try and take it a little bit more easy because everybody's going to be warming those tires up. Well, there's a guy alongside me. Nice purple one. Purple Ferrari. How often do you see a purple Ferrari? Not very often. Sorry, that guy. That was so my fault. Started trying to race when I shouldn't be. I'm trying to learn from these guys at the moment. Which means not trying to punt off and send like I did there. The instinct to try and overtake is a little bit hard there. I think you need to be braking by the 100, not the 50. Carrying more speed than that. I have to remember where I am again. So, such a long technical track, so much more to remember on this one. Big test for the memory. We're back at the beginning point. Reset my location awareness. So I think we can use one of those posters down the left for my braking point. Just have to figure out where in between these posters you can brake there. You've got to be really careful around that corner. There's a bit of braking, but you brake too hard, you're going to be spinning, so... Why was the AI braking there? 200, 100, we're down onto the left. It goes across. We can try and get there, but you need to be careful with the gas there, obviously. I'm kind of pleased with this. I think we can push the AI up a little bit. Make the AI a little bit faster. And I forgot about that bit. You know what I was saying about track location awareness? That's the point where I've got to remember about that chicane. And I'm constantly forgetting about that chicane. Right, main straight. Again, we're working out where we're going to be here. Braking zone. Carrying speed down in second. I can come up alongside him there. Hard to overtake somebody here. Be careful. If you step on the brakes through there, it can be quite nasty. So be gentle with them, I think. You can turn the nose in a little bit. Use that kind of, you know, throttle accelerator to help you steer a bit. I can come out to the right here. No, 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 no. Somewhat caught it, didn't catch it properly. Okay, in here, try and get that straight line braking in nicely there, out to the outside end. We've got past that hairpin. Here's where I'm getting a little bit off and losing myself. I have to remember, if I see a bridge that we're going to be braking soon after, there's the 100 onto the left, double left-hander. I think the bridge is just after this, so we accelerate. So this is the bit where I'm going, no, not this one. It's this one. I see that bridge part on there. Through here and bump. We need to brake straight away for that. So the bridge itself is not my brake point. 4 seconds up on my delta. Bump, braking point somewhere around there. Carry it through down into third. Brake again, and I'm off. That's wrong. Yeah, but way to reach out on that delta, isn't it? Wow, a little bit of drift with the Ferrari is not a good idea. It's a GT3 car, it's not so, you're not supposed to drift it. Supposed to get in there quite tight, get it in pointed, and wow. Yeah, I think I can definitely turn the AI up a bit for Suzuka because they are braking a little bit too often in some strange places. Right. So the 50 marker there, brake just before we hit the bridge. But it's really tight chicane. Leader is on final lap. So this will be our last one as well. The flames out. See, I wouldn't have broke there. It was clear. Final lap, got messed up there. We'll take it nice and slow. Right. Oh boy. That was fun though. That was exciting. That's the other point with this. Have fun. If you're not having fun, then you're doing something wrong. If it becomes too serious, I think, you know, this is the hobby part. This is what I'm doing to relax, have some fun there. So I think kind of important to sometimes relax into some things, but okay, next pitch, that left-hander. So this track is immensely huge and technical. What do we reckon, Bumblebee? Should we try a brand? I think we'll try the actual brand new track tomorrow that I haven't actually raced on before, the one in South Africa. But then, Bathurst would be an amazing track as well. Don't know which one to go for first. We want to brake for the chicane. So I mean, building up a little bit of reference points that just happen in your brain automatically as you go round. Familiarize yourself with where you are that way. And there's the race over. So, yeah. Oh. I hope that's been somewhat useful for people. We're going to end up in here. Where is my control? Okay. So, yes, what have we got in conclusion? As I say, learning tracks, especially if your memory's not good, it's probably best if you work up a bit of a process for yourself. What works for you? Because what works for me may not work for you. But these are my suggestions. These are what I think is some good ideas. Generally, get a lay of the land of the track. Don't worry about going fast, slow, make sure all the conditions are the same as well. Pick a car that you are somewhat familiar with or feel comfortable with, because if you pick something that you're not comfortable with or really unfamiliar with, it can be a complete disaster, because then you're learning a car, you're learning a track, you're learning all the track dynamics, you're learning the racecraft of it, and it's all overwhelming. Try and keep it so that you're going, okay, familiarize lines of track, get a general idea of I need to be wandering to the left, wandering to the right, or so that you can get into the groove of going, here's my general placement on a track, and then go to honing down a race line more, finding a little bit of where you think you can brake and accelerate more, build up a little bit of speed, then pull it onto the track with some AI, let them be a little bit of a guide, bump the AI up as you need as you get better, and learn a little bit of where you can overtake, where you can push the lines a little bit out more, you can take something a little bit more radically different, race them a little bit, find out where you think you can be dangerous in terms of where you could mess up, where you're likely to slide, what's a problem for you and where, and look for things where you can actually push the limits a lot more, so that you may be able to take advantage in corners and things like that. Those are all the bits to kind of look out for when you're familiarizing yourself with a track. I hope that kind of, as a general guide or a set of processes, can help people, you know, who, like myself, don't have a great memory for these things. I know there are other things in here as driving aids as well. Generally speaking, I'm going to say against driving aids. Only ever use the driving aids that are available in the real cars, and what you would probably use when you are in an online race, because otherwise you're setting yourself up for too much of an advantage. You actually want to put yourself at the disadvantage of having to learn the car as it's going to be driven in race conditions or certain things like that, or your time trials and other stuff like that. So learning with that harder point does help you in the long run. But I hope it gives you, you know, I do genuinely hope that it does give some people some good reference points of where you can approach tracks and learning them, especially if you have the proverbial mind of a goldfish like myself. So yeah, good. I'm going to leave it there. If you've liked this, if it's been helpful, please comment, give a like. If you've joined and you've not subscribed before, sorry, if you've joined and you've not been here before, then please think about subscribing. There is going to be a subscription button that'll be over that way there. There'll also be another video up there, and another one kind of like off that way up there. We're going to be back tomorrow for Assetto Corsa Competizione and the Intercontinental GT pack, the DLC, which is coming with some new tracks. 4 new tracks, 3 of which we've seen already here tonight. I'm going to try and see how they go tomorrow. Hopefully all well. Hopefully people can join me for then. It'll probably be about 7 or 8 in the evening, I think. And if you're not here for the live, don't worry. You can always catch back later here on YouTube. So don't forget, subscribe, watch the other videos, like, comment, ask questions, give feedback, all of that good stuff. We like it all. Thank you very much, and good night.